are now live, and I want to thank everybody for joining me on the most powerful platform for truth, bar none, on God's green earth. This is your platform for education, elevation, and edification. This is the Red Pill Diaries, and I'm your host, Rashid, your brother and your friend. Thanks, everybody, for joining me on this edition of the Red Pill Diary as we await Carl Zah to join us, okay? We'll address a few things that is out in the media. I've had communications with someone who said that Iran has injured or killed Ben Gvir, the national security. I think he's a national security minister of the occupied Palestine, which is Israel. He's either injured or he is killed, and statements coming out of Israel is saying that, quote unquote, he was slightly injured or moderately injured in a car accident. But sources told me that this was due to Iran. So I want to get that out on Front Street to let you know that something is actually taking place. Shout out to Red Axis P6Z. Shout out to Grizzly Martin #1. Yeah, shout out to everybody. We wait for Carl. I hit Carl up. So actually Carl hit me up. And I was like, yeah, it's a go. He was like, okay, I'm down with it. So I just hit him up and told him we were live. So I did my part. All right. Carl, if Carl gets this, he'll come on. Don't worry about it. Also, I want to yesterday, Dr. Paul Craig Roberts wanted to come on the platform, but I was taking care of some things, family matters or whatever, so I could not do a live stream. And yesterday evening, I was supposed to have Salim Mansour on in the evening time, but I couldn't guarantee it, so that's why I didn't schedule it. But we'll have these guys on plenty of time. Shout out to my guy Michael in 007. And I see what Grizzly Martin 1 says. He's praying that it's true. Well, I'm telling you from reliable sources, they told me that this was an act from Iran, and they said that that the U.S. Israel is covering it up, saying that it happened in a car accident or whatever. Shout out to Muhammad Haji 2030. Shout out to you. Shout out to Beer Breaker in the building. So we're gonna talk about some things as we wait for Carl to join us. And if Carl does not, we're gonna still rock and roll for a little bit. I just wanted to break that news to you guys before it drops out in the news everywhere, saying that Ben Gvir was injured in a car accident. I'm telling you what was told to me a few hours ago. All right. So if this lie has been told, it's not me telling it. Also, shout out to JWCAU1. I'm messing up everything with this. Shout out and salam and peace to everybody. Peace and love. Now, we see that a desperation is setting in. Have you seen how the administration is becoming more rattled and unstable? 1 minute behind closed doors, and I told you guys they would be trying to get a peace treaty and try to get some peace, and in front of the cameras, I demand unconditional surrender. We will not take anything. I was reading an article prior to coming on the air where Trump was trying to weasel out of this situation, said, well, we've destroyed the IRGC and the armed forces. We've destroyed the entire Navy. We've destroyed the entire Air Force. So to me, in my mind, there's almost nothing left for us to do. I'm gonna see if I can pull that up real quick. Did I save that? Which was crazy to me. I don't know if it's on RT. I don't know if it was on. I don't even think I saved that one. Shout out to Ask Anthony 1. Shout out to Canada. Hello from Canada. Cheers, Rashid and Carl. Hopefully Ben Gvir is out of the picture. If you dig, you better believe it. I hope so. And that man is evil as hell. So we're waiting for Carl. We're still gonna get it pumping. Whether he is able to, the Western Middle Eastern part, which is like, Syria, Iraq, all that stuff like that. So, right? And what I mean, let me get 1988 in the building. Hey, how are you guys doing? We're doing pretty good. Chad Franklin 47 is in the building. It says, Brooke Ken said, did you watch the 60-minute interview that Hakeem did? He seemed overly confident and maybe pompous in that interview. Hey, you know, let me give you another example, all right? Because I'm the king of analogies. And I'm also a martial artist. That's why I'm using these examples, okay? So listen, say for instance, you're a boxer, right? Do you notice in the MMA or in boxing, when they get hit with a real good shot that like hurts them or stuns them, to keep the opponent from rushing them to finishing them off, guess what they do? They start doing all like this. Carl is in the building, everybody. I told you, wait, he'll be here. I told you guys. So I'm going to bring him up on the screen in just a second. I'm going to finish this analogy. You know how when they get hit with a shot, maybe a liver shot or something like that, and they put this tongue out and make all these head gestures and all. That's because they're hurt and they're trying to put on a good face, right? But if the boxer, the aggressor were to just charge them, they could hurt them even more. But they want to put on this persona of oh, I'm okay, your punches don't hurt. That's what Hakeem did. They're hurt right now. They're hurt. And all this pompous talking about this and that, that's just garbage. I got to bring my guy, my friend, Carl in the building. I got to bring him up. What's up, my guy?
Hi, Rashid. Sorry, I this whole time zone thing still screwing me up.
I told everybody.
It's because I thought I still have another like half hour or so. I didn't realize the time zone changed again. So, yeah.
So, Carl, what is, from your opinion, what is going on in Iranian daily conflict?
Well, I mean, it's very obvious. This is a conflict that Netanyahu desperately does, and more advanced missiles. So I said again, pivot to Asia not happening. Well, AI Stargate project that I'm trying to push on you, right? That was a deal, and copium is one area of manufacturing that United States will still outclass in China for a very, very long time.
Good one, Carl. Good one. Brooke Chin 1988 says,
and copium is one area of manufacturing that United States will still outclass in China for a very, very long time.
Good one, Carl. Good one. Brooke Chin 1988 says, what to ask Carl if he thinks, let me highlight it, if he thinks it's possible the U.S. might draft people for a boots on the ground invasion of Iran, and if we should be worried about that.
Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about that. I mean, as you try to mend the hole in West Asia, and pretty soon this whole thing is just gonna crumble.
That being said, we see the crisis spreading left and right. The United States is proving itself to be inept and inadequate to protect those nations, right? So, and those leaders of those nations have to be in panic, and they have to be in fear, because Iran has not even unleashed what it can unleash, and it is warning that if you allow the U.S. to strike us, we're going to strike you. And we know that some of those missile strikes are coming out of the desert of some of those nations. How long do you think that, because we know that the leaders of those nations are not truly sovereign, so we know that the United States can ignore what they're saying anyhow and do it. How long do you think that they can allow that to happen? Because Iran...
Let's negotiate. We're willing to sit down talking air defense system, but they have enough to keep U.S. and Israeli planes from dominating the Iranian sky.
What's crazy about what you just said is that just a few days ago, Donald Trump had already said that the United States and Israel had full and complete control over Iranian airspace.
Yeah, never take what Trump says seriously. He's just there to provide entertainment. He's a TV show host. That's his job.
Yeah, Carl, thank you again. I know you have family duty to attend to. We'll get together. I'll send you the video, my brother. Be safe and be blessed.
Thank you, Rashid. Anytime.
All right. Everybody listen, hit the like button, subscribe. And before we go off there, please check your notifications, hit the notifications, share, and all of this stuff, because we are being suppressed and silently banned. We've been taken out of the algorithm and all of that stuff. So I would appreciate you guys if you do your part and share and tell people about this and subscribe. I want to say this, as I always say going out: do right to others and do right by others, not because there's some material gain or some accolades to be had, but do right by others because it's the right, the humane, and the godly thing to do. Because even when no one else is watching you, remember that God Almighty is watching you. He sits high, but he looks low. As my mother would always say, he sits high on the throne of power, but he looks low at the actions of man. Know that I love each and every one of you who loves truth, but know that the love that I have for you will always pale in comparison to the love that God has for you. But before we go off the air, let me say this to you. I was contacted. We're trying to get a date for Dr. Paul Craig Roberts to come back on. And RT journalist Helen Belinsky, she contacted me today. We're going to have her on sometime soon. Don't forget, we'll have Scott Ritter on this week, and we're going to be doing a lot of shows. We also have a channel member stream coming up, and we also have a Patreon stream coming up soon too. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me, and I want to say, even though I love you from the depth of my heart, if you love truth, know that the love that I have for you will always pale in comparison to the love that God has for you. Until we next speak again, stay strong, stay true, but above all things, remember to stay righteous, because righteousness is the only thing that's going to get you out of here. Hey, mama, your baby boy loves you more than life. Deuces, everybody. Thank you all for
told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a